After releasing my first video about Moana's live-action remake that got a groundbreaking 131 views, some of those from my friends who didn't even like the video, yes, I know you're here, I quickly wanted to make more content, and several video ideas came to mind. And why not start my second video off with talking about a game I've never played, Team Fortress 2. Team Fortress 2, or TF2 for short, the hero shooter before hero shooters were even a thing, the old, slightly racist grandpa of the genre. This might be one of the oldest games I've ever seen to keep a player base for as long as it has. The game was originally released in freaking 2007, 19 years ago. And the game, while it has its up and downs like any game does, managed to keep its players and still has a very loyal fan base to this day. I, unfortunately, have never played Team Fortress 2, as I am a lowly console peasant that can't afford a PC, and I'm currently recording and editing this in CapCut on an iPad I've had for 5 years. But that hasn't stopped me from absolutely falling in love with Team Fortress 2. Why, do you ask? Well, let's talk about that. Source Filmmaker. Now, I wanted to kind of deviate from the main point of this video for a second to give a good shout out to Source Filmmaker, because I do feel like it's a pretty big part of TF2's history. Source Filmmaker is an animation software Valve developed for the explicit purpose of making their animated shorts meet the team. These videos are perfection. They are a perfect introduction to these characters and their personalities, just stupidly funny from start to finish, with so many iconic moments.
What are you, president of his fan club?
No. That would be your mother.
What the? Wait.
Indeed. And now he's here to us. So listen up, boy.
And from that day forward, anytime a bunch of animals are together in one place, it's called a zoo.
Perfect. Kill me later.
And don't even get me started on the creations that fans of TF2 were able to make with Source Filmmaker. Emesis Blue may be one of the best fan films of all time. The animation, the atmosphere, the voice acting, the writing, everything is phenomenal. My God, it's so good. Also, The Server Blight, underrated. That series needs more attention. It managed to perfectly capture the feeling of an online match so authentically, I thought the series was legitimately a machinima at first. Shout out to those who remember what that word means. Anyway, let's move on to the actual point of the video. TF2 has to have some of the most insane lore I've ever witnessed. I can't go over all of it here because we'd just be here too long, but let me give you a clue as to how completely batshit the lore of this game is. One character, named Medic, has canonically met Satan and cut a deal with him to get out of hell. And then there's Scout, who has met God and was told that he was God's gift to women. I am not exaggerating. Speaking of the game's characters, TF2 has 9 characters to choose from: Heavy, Scout, Soldier, Pyro, Spy, Medic, Engineer, Demoman, and Sniper. I think what I like most about these characters is how completely over-the-top and exaggerated their personalities are. Some of them are just straight-up stereotypes, and it's hilarious. Scout, who's from Boston, is an abrasive douchebag who makes fun of people. Heavy, who's from Russia, is big, scary, muscled guy who likes to shoot gun. Demoman, who's from Scotland, is a raging alcoholic. Engineer, who's from Texas, is yeehaw personified. Sniper is Australian. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Soldier is an American who's obsessed with America. Spy, who's French, is just like a super smooth, fancy ladies' man. Then there's Medic and Pyro, who are just clinically insane. Overall, though, I feel like these characters add so much more personality and flavor to this game, and it legitimately would not be the same without them. Team Fortress 2's gameplay is a lot more complex than I ever thought. Watching things like Salty Fish's competitive matches, no commentary gameplay, even some of Zesty Jesus' videos really did open my eyes to how glorious, but also frustrating, TF2 is in terms of gameplay. The game offers a crazy amount of variety with a lot of different weapons to choose from for each character. This allows players to find their own individual playstyles, which I really like. This sense of variety extends to the mercenaries themselves. My favorite characters from what I've seen are definitely Scout, Pyro, and Spy. Pyro is exceptional at area denial and control. He's also the bane of every Spy player's existence. I tend to enjoy playing annoying characters, and man, I've seen some Pyro gameplay that looks absolute AIDS and therefore is peak. Scout's another fun-looking character. Being able to practically two-tap the majority of the roster looks very fun to experience and not rage-inducing at all. He also has a melee weapon that is a fish. Brilliant. On top of that, it is canonical that Scout is a pedophile. And now we have my favorite out of all the mercenaries, Spy. Even though he is considered the worst character by the majority of players, even he has good playmaking ability. His backstabs can be highly valuable when they're inflicted on an oblivious sniper or a medic with ubercharge. His sapper also seems like a massive annoyance, and now I know who to blame for Sombra's existence. There seems to be so much more patience and precision and skill expression with Spy than other classes. And I love one-shot characters that get you called slurs for playing. After all, I main Roadhog in Overwatch. I wish I could tackle all of TF2's gameplay because it doesn't stop there. TF2 also has a PvE mode called Man vs. Machine. I wish the hero shooter I mainly play had a PvE mode. Wouldn't that be something? Also, I just have to ask, where is Team Fortress 1?